Nuggets and Lakers, the 2-7 matchup, that starts on Saturday night in Denver. Anthony Davis, to me, might be the most comfortable defensive player 30 feet in the end. There's never a point where laterally he can't get there, athletically he can't get there, that he's the most adept defensive player in the world, right? He may not win a defensive player of the year, but that's just how I see it.
Okay,
and he was second on my ballot. He was second behind Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
Right? And DeMarcus Cousins clearly does not agree with such things.
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah. Not just, just a quick one. But Nikola Jokic is not bothered by Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what Anthony Davis does, he's not bothered by it. And I don't think the Lakers have a chance unless AD makes things just a little more difficult for Nikola Jokic. Because not only is he averaging like 26 and 13 boards, he's having like 11 and a half assists. So he's getting the shot creation. And they're, I won't say over helping, but he's creating so many open shots because AD can't handle Jokic.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. Like, I'll say off top, I believe the Nuggets win this series barring like some kind of wild injury. So I'll say that up top. There are some pathways for the Lakers to make this tougher. And like something that Steve floated out as we did a watch party last night for the play-in games. How often does LeBron take the Jokic matchup? Because I think the gambit that the Lakers have settled in on with Jokic, let's put a strong forward on Jokic. Let's have Anthony Davis on Aaron Gordon. Let's have you roam around so we can at least limit some of the paint touches. I think in terms of percentage of shots that come at the rim, it's been pretty much been Denver, Orlando. They've been up there towards the top of the league all year long. And the Nuggets aren't a team that take a lot of threes. So if we can funnel some of these rim shots into paint shots or into mid-range jumpers, into some of the floaters that Jokic admittedly is still insane at. But if we can kind of alter the shot profile a little bit, does that give the Lakers a chance to kind of math it on the other end? Take more threes, make more threes. And then that kind of blends into Denver's defensive scheme. We've seen Jokic more in a drop this year, but as a base, they still have him up at the level. And depending on how the Lakers kind of space around that, can we make Jamal Murray the low man? Can we make KCP the low man? Can we make that low man help small? And so if we are able to float a pass over the top of Jokic, Anthony Davis getting lobs, he's getting to the free throw line now because they've had Aaron Gordon on LeBron so much. So you have all your size at the top of the floor. You got the small dudes behind it now. So like there are ways, if they can figure it out defensively, because it's been a lot of Rui on Jokic during the regular season series. We saw it in the playoffs last year. If Rui turns into LeBron in this case, as he's stronger and just flat out better than Rui is, if LeBron's willing to take on that challenge, what does that do? Does that turn a Jokic floater into an 11-footer instead of a 9-footer? Doesn't seem like much, and ultimately Jokic is good enough to make the shot anyway. But can you win enough of those margins to drop some of the efficiency? Because I pulled up some stuff earlier this morning. On the year, Jokic led the NBA in post-ups. 1.16 points per possession on any trip that featured a Jokic post-up, one of the best marks in the league. Against the Lakers this year, that dropped to 0.97. Smaller sample, that's still a solid number, but that's a sizable jump. And just looking at who defended those post-ups, AD had 11, Rui with 8. LeBron only defended 2 of those post-ups. And I think Jokic only took 1 shot against LeBron in that setup. So as you gear up for a series, even if it isn't just from tip, LeBron has Jokic, do we see that as like a second half adjustment? You take this, Anthony Davis, you continue to be on Aaron Gordon. Rui, we have to trust you against Michael Porter Jr. And so we have some kind of answer here to make things a little bit tougher. Because ultimately, I think Jokic is just going to figure out whatever the Lakers do. He's the best player in the world, in my opinion. But can you win enough of the margins and then make enough three-point shots on the other end to make it closer? I think a pathway is there.
Well, the counter that I would say is if LeBron is on Jokic for even more than, shall we say, like a handful of possessions, does that take his legs offensively? Because Jokic beats on you. And we know that everything is about conserving LeBron's energy base so that he has something in the fourth quarter. And I feel like last year during the conference finals, again, small sample size, Jamal Murray would switch out onto LeBron and LeBron would try to back him down. And it didn't look like LeBron had the energy. Now, granted, Jamal Murray is a bigger, thicker dude. Like he's no like string bean. Yeah. And I felt like he held his own defensively in addition to having the best offensive series of his life that we can't necessarily say that's going to guarantee. But I feel like even for LeBron guarding, just to your point, LeBron guarding Jokic, he has so much responsibility offensively to create mismatches, to create, defenses being uncomfortable. I feel like they would shy away from that because they don't know how much energy he has.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think that's where you zoom out to see D'Angelo Russell, what can you poke at against Jokic and pick and roll? Austin Reeves, what can you poke at? And if you can get enough from those guys offensively, both as pull-up shooters, just general pick and roll threats, can you get enough there? And again, depending on what coverage Jokic is in, depending on how the Lakers space around those pick and rolls, who's going to be the low man because of Denver's aggressive base, can you get Anthony Davis going? Can you get the other ball handlers going so you can have LeBron take on more of the Jokic matchup for more than a handful? And then you still kind of find the balance of, okay, you have this, but you're able to save energy on the offensive end. And now late in games, we can either just switch that matchup defensively or you keep it, but you have more energy still stored up because of what those other guys were doing offensively. And you can still get the timely drives from LeBron.
Look, what it sounds like you're saying is D'Angelo Russell gets off, Austin Reeves gets off, or at least keeps the game close. Mm-hmm. You can save some for LeBron later.
Yeah.
But if Denver gets out early and LeBron has to go to that, extra nitrogen pack just to keep them in it, they are in trouble.
Yeah.
Which, look, you're a 7 seed for a reason.
Yeah. And that's why I said at the top, like, I think Denver wins this series. But I guess I don't look at, they've lost the last 8 straight. I don't think that guarantees the Nuggets sweep the Lakers. Like, I do think there is a blueprint. There is a pathway for the Lakers to win games, if not win the series. I wouldn't personally pick it, but that is available. It's just a very tight needle to thread there. And so to your point, they have a lot to think about in terms of LeBron energy conservation and just the general productivity. Like, AD played last night and played pretty well. Like, he was very crucial on the boards. But, like, got to keep an eye on the fact that he did have the back spasms on Sunday. And just in general, if he does have to take on any of the Jokic matchup, like, he's liable to get hurt. Just because he's played, this has been the healthiest season in terms of games played, but he's played a lot of those games banged up. It's a testament to him. But as we get deeper into the season, you do have to keep an eye on, okay, what exactly is the strain on Anthony Davis? Because you don't want anything to happen that turns your, let's say, 8% chance to a 1% chance because he goes down. So it is just a tough matchup for the Lakers.
Yeah, it's the worst possible matchup for them. Like, there's a phrase I used in the last one. They sent the limo. NIKOLA JOKIC sent a limo for Anthony Davis. Make sure he gets here on time tonight because I'm going to wear his ass out. We're out the Lakers. That's what he's like. Just make sure he gets here. Now, I have the pick. The pick I have is Nuggets in 5. I think the Lakers get a game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers got a game, like, in Denver, and then reality sets in after that. Is that how you see it? Because you said there's a path, but I don't think you're necessarily saying you're not saying. You said I'm picking the Nuggets to win this series. Do you think the Lakers get 2? Do you think the Lakers get 1? Do you think it goes the distance?
I'd probably say Nuggets in. I'd probably lean with you, like a Nuggets in a tough 5. I can see it stretching to 6, but I'd probably say Nuggets in a top 5 probably the most likely outcome, barring an injury.